morning from Disneyland Parc. It's our final day, which is very sad, but we're gonna make the most of it. We already spent the morning in studios. We went on Crush's coaster again. We did Tower of Terror for the first time. So good. I like it. I like it more than the one in Florida, shockingly, but it was just extra creepy. And then we saw two shows. We saw the Disney Junior Dream Factory and Mickey the Magician, which were both amazing. They do let you film and take photos without flash, so I did film a couple little segments of it to give you a kind of a feeling for what the shows are, so take a look at that now.
Attention of Disney Junior Dream Factory. For the comfort and safety of everyone, please refrain from eating, drinking, smoking, and do not use your e-cigarettes. In just a few moments.
Another day at the Dream Factory. Oh, bonjour, hello. Oh, j'adore cette section de la fabrique et ce petit.
Rotor, qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Why are you always touching things?
Oh, j'ai rien
Did you touch my magic juice apparatus?
Non, j'ai rien fait.
Oh, tu calmes, tout est sous contrôle.
Production quality under control.
Wow, look at the Dreamometer!
Dorez-vous-mettre.
We're near full power!
Et le magiscope?
Le volume est de 85 décibels.
Parfait, tout va très bien se passer.
Et voilà, encore un rêvassé! On se dépêche, nos visiteurs sont là d'une minute à l'autre!
Miss Mallet, our guest is already here.
What? Oh, bonjour! Hello! My name is Miss Mallet, and this is my crew. Welcome to
The Disney Junior Dream Factory.
Vous vous demandez ce qu'est la fabrique des rêves? Eh bien... Wow!
Think of your dreams.
C'est quoi ton rêve? Ton plus grand souhait?
What do you wish for more than anything?
Là-dedans, on est les rêves de qui?
And when the Dream Factory is filled with all your dreams,
Alors,
Notre fabrique de rêves réalise tous ces rêves.
it makes dreams come true all over the world. So, everyone, dream!
There's a power in all of us to reach for more. And with the power of all of us, we fly, we soar. All together we can face any challenge, large or small. And with the power inside of us, any dream is possible. Any dream is possible. Any dream is possible. Chef, ça marche pas.
How do we fix it? Oh, easy! Oh, we go for
Besoin d'un coup de main?
Oh, Mickey and Minnie, aidez-nous! Dites-nous ce qui... cloche! How do we fix our factory?
Amusante, Sukizama Zom Zom Zom, grande aventure passionnante. Sukizama Zom Zom Zom, la vie est un tour d'émotion. Sukizama Zom Zom Zom, peur de rien fait me plonger. Sukizama Zom Zom Zom. Bonti bonti, Suka Suka, souris souris, Zama Zama, va va va, Zom Zom Zom, vole dans les airs comme le bel légère. Sukizama Zom Zom Zom, Sukizama Zom Zom Zom, Sukizama Zom Zom Zom.
Les réservoirs à rêves sont pleins.
the Dream Factory is ready.
On est prêt à réaliser les rêves twinkle of light, and the shadows fade away. Okay, now let it shine.
Quick, Tinkerbell, he's here. Come in, Mickey.
Waouh! C'est incroyable!
Welcome to my workshop, Mickey. Comme tu le vois, ça mérite un bon coup de balai. As you can see, needs a good clean.
Oui, monsieur le magicien, mais j'ai hâte de faire de la magie.
Oh, but you can't practice your magic, Mickey, until this room is spotless.
Oh, oui, monsieur. D'accord. Cet atelier sera impeccable avant que je fasse de la magie.
And one last thing. You need to be finished before the moon disappears from the sky.
La lune? Waouh! Tout brillera avant que la lune ne disparaisse. Je vous le promets.
Good. And remember, a true magician always keeps his promises. Un vrai magicien tient toujours ses promesses. Good luck, Mickey.
Quoi? Un chapeau qui parle? Waouh! Cet atelier est vraiment enchanté. Bonjour, je m'appelle Mickey et je suis un magicien. Eh bien, regarde ça. Mesdames et messieurs, voici le plus grand magicien du monde. Et pour mon premier tour, le chapeau enchanté. J'ai dit le chapeau enchanté. Le chapeau enchanté. Bien, j'ai du travail à faire.
Oh, merci très cher, je l'ai cherché partout. Oh, you must be that young magician I've heard so much about.
Moi? Oh, non, ce n'est pas moi. Mais un jour, j'espère devenir un grand magicien.
Well, it sounds like you need a bit of practice, dear boy. And I have just the magic words to help you. J'ai la formule magique qu'il te faut. C'est le gâteau de Mexicabou, le bipidi-bobidi-bou. Mélangez tout ça et vous aurez quoi? Bipidi-bobidi-bou. C'est le gâteau de Mexicabou, le bipidi-bobidi-bou. C'est la magie que je ne connais pas. Oh, bipidi-bobidi-bou. Ça la gâteau là peut dire. La Mexica Scooby-Doo. Mais la tête fait boum à tous les coups. C'est bipidi-bobidi-bou. C'est le gâteau de Mexicabou, le bipidi-bobidi-bou. Mélangez tout ça et vous aurez quoi? Bipidi-bobidi-bou. Ah, say it with me now, dear.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Mesdames and Messieurs, the kitchen staff proudly requests the honor of your company. Please accept our invitation and be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, shopping, and we provide the rest. C'est toujours hors hors d'oeuvres, while we only live to serve. Try the Cresta, it's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. They can sing, they can dance. After all, sir, this is France, and the dinner here is never second best. Go on, unfold your menu, take a glance, and then you'll be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest. Oh, la la.
There is more to see than can ever be seen. What you do that can never be done. It's the circle of life. And there's a star through this place.
can run from it, or laugh from it. Je suis le vieux Rafiki. Il connaît le chemin. Le chemin? Ah, ah. Tu peux soit le fuir, ou tout apprendre.
Wait, yep, magic. In fact, that's how I got here.
Tu es ici grâce à la magie?
Yep,
Quelle magie?
hers.
Oh, qui est-ce?
That's Elsa. Queen Elsa. Isn't she amazing?
Hello, love. Who is your new friend?
This is Mickey. He wants to be a magician, but he can't find his magic.
Don't worry, Mickey. I understand. I discovered that magic lives inside all of us. We just need the courage to share it with those we love. Nous sommes la lumière qui ira sur le monde. Let the magic shine here inside of you. Let the magic shine. Show the world what you can do. It's not the words or the wand or the act. And the magic in your heart goes beyond all that. Comme une étincelle, magie brillante. Comme une étincelle, tu la partageras. Tu as le pouvoir de remplir ton cœur d'espoir. Now let it shine. Let the magic shine. Let the magic shine. Let the magic
Merci, monsieur le magicien. À bientôt.
So we've made our way over from studios. We're now in Disneyland Park. We conveniently walked in right as apparently Disney Stars on Parade is about to begin. So we're going to watch that for the first time. And then we have lunch at Walt, so we'll be heading straight there after this. Very excited for lunch. Welcome to Walt's, an American restaurant up above Main Street. We are seated right at a window. We have like the coolest view. Let me try to... There we go. So each of the rooms here in Walt's are themed after the different lands throughout the park. So we are in the Frontierland room. So let me zoom in on the art above the mantle over there. And some of the other props throughout the room, all themed to Frontierland. And I'm gonna do a quick little pan, try to not get too many heads in it, but there's all different art from Phantom Manor and the riverboat and such. And we just watched the cavalcade go by. It was great. I love that cavalcade. And we got some delicious bread. But we just ordered 3 courses here, just like every other restaurant that we've been to, except for Pim. So we actually ordered the same exact meal. Amanda copied me, even though she ordered first. But we got corn soup, some mac and cheese, and a celebration cake. And then for drinks, I got a mint julep, which it is alcoholic, not unlike Disneyland, so I'm excited for that. And then Amanda got a Shirley Temple and some Vittel. But yeah, this is so nice in here. It's a nice final meal for us here at Disneyland Paris. Here to look at course number 1. We both got our corn soup. There's my mint julep and Amanda's Shirley Temple. And here's a look at the mac and cheese. Amanda already removed her thing, so there's a better look at it. It looks like it's gonna be really good. And then finally for dessert we have the celebration cake, which has just the coolest presentation. So we have our little dome. And then here's the cake itself. A little 30th white chocolate on top, and I believe it's strawberry flavored. It looks delicious. After a delicious a delicious lunch at Walt's. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We have woken up at 7 a.m. like 4 days in a row, which is very early for us. We don't usually rope drop. And to be fair, that's 2 a.m. back in Florida. But it was worth it because if you're coming to Disneyland Paris, having early morning entry is huge. Like we went back this morning to Walt Disney Studios. We got to do Crushes again, which Crush during the day can have like a 90-minute wait on average. So we only waited maybe 30 minutes. So it definitely saves a lot of time to kind of knock out the most popular attractions during that period of time in the morning. And it's an hour in both parks from 8:30 to 9:30, which is really nice. But it's been a tiring week. Can't quite say I'm ready to go home yet, but at least we will no longer be sleep deprived. But we're just trying to do the last couple of things that we haven't done yet. I mean, there's definitely going to be a handful of things that we don't get done, which I know we had 4 park days, and there's still things we haven't done. We're probably not going to get on Pinocchio's at all. We didn't do Orbitron. That was only open the first day we were here, and then it closed for refurbishment. It's a Small World is closed for refurbishment. And we didn't do anything in Toy Story Playland over in Studios. We didn't do like the Cars ride. There's a handful of like smaller attractions, but we've hit all the big stuff. And there's obviously been our favorites that we've done many times. But 2 things that I do want to see that we've wanted to do and haven't had time is Alice's Curious Labyrinth and the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. So we're going to go into the maze. Hopefully, I don't think that should take very long because we probably have a limited time left before it gets dark. And then we're going to head over to the Treehouse in Adventureland and see what that's all about. Because the treehouse there is like the icon of Adventureland. It looks a little more picturesque than ours does. So that should be really fun. But it looks like there's almost like a little queue to go into the maze. So I guess they pace people in. But we've walked by this a million times and we've yet to actually go into it. So this should be cool. Here's a look at the maze we just conquered. And a look out into Fantasyland.
Le labyrinthe c'était pas mal en vrai, ça durait assez longtemps. Et comme la queue de...
We are passing Peter Pan here on the right, heading into Adventureland. It's a very different layout than Magic Kingdom, so if you're... It's kind of hard. I guess the equivalent would be where It's a Small World is in Magic Kingdom is where Peter Pan is. And where Peter Pan is in Magic Kingdom is Toad Hall Restaurant. It took us I don't know, what do you think? It took a little while to get used to the park layout, but now it makes sense.
Yeah.
We caught on. Now we're coming up to Pirates right here on the right, as well as the entrance to Captain Jack's restaurant where we ate on the first day. And then we want to make our way over to the treehouse. We will be riding this again today. We have to, it's the best Pirates. But I want to see the treehouse while it's still bright out. So I think we have to go into Skull Rock, which is right there. They have, I don't know if it's considered a separate land or just a subsection of Adventureland, but it's Adventure Isle. It looks like they have really cool, like, walking trails and rope bridges and stuff we haven't really explored, because I feel like every time we've been in this area, it's been raining. Like, it looks like there's a path that goes off to the right there. Oh yeah, there's an arrow. Spyglass Hill. So yeah, there's just a ton. Oh yeah, and then there's caverns off to the right. Seems like there's a ton back here to explore, which we have not done yet. Something's back there. Maybe we'll have time after we do the treehouse, but the treehouse looks like it'll be very cool. Oh, Davy Jones' locker. That sounds fun. But here it is. Yeah, you can kind of see there some of the bridges. All the different trails and walkways you can go on. Seems like a very... Oh, there's a map of Adventure Isle. That's nice. It's a very big area. It's interesting because there is no Liberty Square or New Orleans Square at all, but Frontierland alone is the size of Liberty Square and Frontierland in Magic Kingdom. And then Adventureland is massive as well when you consider this whole Adventure Isle area. But we're going to La Cabane de Robinson. Over here on one of the observation decks, we're looking out at Colonel Hathie's Pizza Outpost, where we ate a few days ago. But I want to show they have Russell and Carl on the river there, which I think is such a fun touch. It's just a statue of them, but they actually have one of Wally and Eve over in Discoveryland as well. If there's any others, we haven't found them, but those are the two that I've seen. And I feel like it's kind of fun. It's almost like, I mean, they're in areas that they make sense in. Carl and Russell are on a little adventure here in Adventureland out by the river with all their Wilderness Explorer gear, and it's just kind of a fun little extra Disney touch to the area. Doesn't really take away from anything, but it's a nice little surprise when you see them. But we're getting some really cool views as we climb higher and higher. Excited to see the castle from the top. Going for a ride on Autopia. Amanda is driving in France.
Am I doing okay?
So far, we've had minimal whiplash.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh. We were talking about how in the line, the next time we'll be driving in a car like this will be during Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom. and I love that the decorations are back this year. I feel like Paris could have some fun decorations if they wanted, but I will say this definitely looks way more entertaining to me than Autopia in California. For anybody who's not seen our Disneyland vlogs, I am not a fan of the character bird that annoyingly talks to you in the queue over and over again. And there's no bird here, so we're off to a great start. And honestly, this one just has really nice landscaping, and we get to look at Discovery, or I almost call it Discovery Mountain. It's still Space Mountain. With the lights just turned on. I think after this we're going to be going to get a spot for the parade, which we did watch on Monday, so, or no, Sunday, whatever day our first day was. So go watch our first vlog if you want to see Mickey's Dazzling Christmas Parade. Ooh, I got a little bridge. There's been constant traffic jams ahead of us. Oh, wait, we got road signs? This is legit. Oh.
Sorry. It's hard to control.
Feels like we're in the wilderness.
Yeah, where are we?
I don't know, but I like all the fun lighting on the bridges.
Yeah.
Oh, and we get to see the castle. How exciting. For our final meal at Disneyland Paris, we've come to Restaurant Hakuna Matata in Adventureland. And here's a look at what we got. So Amanda got the chicken and veggies, I guess, and then you had a choice of side, which was rice or mixed vegetables as well. So she got a side of rice. Then I got the chicken tenders with a, and I think that also had the choice of veggies or paprika fries. So I got the fries. They look very different than Florida, so I'm excited to try them. They look pretty good though. We have wrapped up dinner at Restaurant Hakuna Matata. It's pretty good. The chicken fingers that I had, which this probably doesn't sound good, but they kind of tasted like frozen chicken nuggets that you could buy in the grocery store, but then they had extra seasoning on them. So I wouldn't say they were anything super special, but they were tasty, and the paprika fries were really good. We had them a few days ago from Fuente de Oro as well, and the fries are really good, so not too bad. I definitely would say I prefer the chicken fingers from Disney World, but it was a tasty meal. And we have two of our favorites left that we want to do before we leave the park for the final time, which are, of course, the first two we started our trip with, Big Thunder Mountain and Phantom Manor. So we've made our way back to Frontierland. We're going to go over to Phantom Manor first, since we did just eat, say our goodbyes to the Phantom, and then we will end with Big Thunder. And hopefully be able to head down Main Street through the arcade before the fireworks begin, or at least if the fireworks are happening, the arcade makes life a whole lot easier. I think we showed the arcade in one of the other videos. If not, there are these long hallways that go on the backside of Main Street on each side, and you can enter all the various stores from the backside as well. So you can enter the Emporium from the back, directly from the arcade, and you don't have to go down Main Street, which is amazing when there's a parade or fireworks going on, and just makes it so much easier to bypass crowds. But I don't think we've shown Frontierland at all at night. It is beautiful. Big Thunder Mountain just in general looks so much better here, and Phantom Manor especially looks incredible. I think we talked about it in whichever day it happened. All the days blend together now, but a couple days ago we were here and rode Phantom Manor 5 minutes before the park closed, and we were the only people in the queue, the only people in the stretching room, the only people on the ride, and it was so much fun. So definitely seems to be that the lines get very short at night. We did just pass Big Thunder and it said 20, but I know Phantom Manor was 5 on the app, so it should still be a walk-on, which is nice. And it's an hour before closing, so within that last hour, if you're not watching fireworks, you can definitely get a lot done. But if you only have a short time here, definitely don't miss the drone show specifically. The fireworks were great too, but Disney Delight is worth watching for sure. But Phantom Manor just looks so good at night. I mean, I will always love Haunted Mansion. It is my favorite in Magic Kingdom, but there's something about Phantom Manor that is just so cool and so different from all the other parks. And I love the facade too. It reminds me of California's, but just way creepier and feels more like an actual haunted mansion. I've always preferred Magic Kingdom's over California's facade, but Phantom Manor's got to take the prize for best out of the three. At least out of the three that we've seen. Maybe my opinion changes when we see Mystic Manor, but who knows when that'll happen. Definitely not alone in the queue this time, but it's still great to see it as a walk-on. The castle poking through the trees. Now, I don't think I mentioned it in this vlog, but we did not bring our GoPro or anything like that on this trip, so we haven't filmed any ride POVs. For the most part, we did film the Storybook boat ride, but overall, have not filmed any rides, but they're out there, so if you want to see what Phantom Manor is all about, definitely watch a video of it, or if you want to be surprised, that works too, because it's phenomenal. Similar to Haunted Mansion, but much creepier. Not like scary, but a very interesting story that ties Phantom Manor and Big Thunder Mountain together, which is super fun. It is definitely still cold. Amanda's shivering.
You hear me shivering over here?
I hear you shivering. I don't think the camera does.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
It's only 50, so it's not really that cold, but it's cold enough. No, it's only 50 out. I'm actually not that freezing, but I would be if I didn't have a jacket and hat on. And here's our view. It's time to see the Phantom.
And that is going to be it for our final day at Disneyland Paris. I guess for overall thoughts on the trip, it is my favorite castle park by far. Disneyland Paris is such a beautiful park. We're back home already, obviously. We're filming this later on, and I miss it so much already. The castle, by far number one. Main Street, number one. Most of the rides that they had there that we have back home and in California, number one in Paris. So I really enjoyed the amount of time we had. I know a lot of people probably think 4 days is too many. I had such a fun time there. I want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your favorites of the trip were.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's just start with what we did on our final day. Walt's was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't our favorite, so we were trying to rank our meals. Walt's was good. The dessert was great. I liked the soup I had, although the bistro chez Remy soup was better. The mac and cheese was pretty decent. It wasn't like the best entree I had on the trip. I feel like overall food, I feel like it's a tie between bistro chez Remy and Manhattan. I think the dessert and appetizer from bistro chez Remy were my favorites, and I think the entree from Manhattan was my favorite. But Walt's was way up there, so I enjoyed all of those. I'd recommend all of those restaurants. So that was great. Really unique getting to dine from the second floor of Main Street, so I loved that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It was really cool. And then we watched the parades. So I got to see Stars on Parade, which was a fun parade.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I feel like it was shorter than our Festival Fantasy, but it had a really good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. And then we got to see Mickey's Dazzling Christmas Parade again, which love that parade so much. I just love how everything there, it feels familiar, but it's unique. So like the whole concept of the show stops they do during the parade, we don't have that here. So kind of an additional fun element to the parades that we don't have in California or Florida. So I enjoyed those elements of the trip as well. I loved the Euro Disneyland Railroad. Of course, the dragon under the castle. Everything about that park, there's so many little hidden details. And I feel like there's a lot of things that we probably missed as well. We didn't even get to do all the rides, even though we had so many days. We did most of it. But we missed out on Pinocchio. So I don't know if that's different than California. We didn't do any of the rides in Toy Story Playland. Or some of the smaller rides in Walt Disney Studios. They had a Cars ride. We didn't do that, but I don't feel like we're missing out on much. Walt Disney Studios, I feel like it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I feel like it definitely...
I mean, it's small, but...
It's small, for sure.
But it was nice.
I think it'll benefit from the expansion. Like, when that park gets Arendelle, it's going to be great. I think the Avengers Campus is really nice. If I had to compare the two campuses, I'd probably pick Paris's. I do love the Sanctum in California, and I love Mission Breakout. I would definitely pick the rides in California over Paris. I would pick Mission Breakout over Flight Force, but I enjoyed Flight Force. And I just think Paris's has a better layout, and it's more open. California's very, like, congested. So I did like that element of Avengers Campus in Paris. I liked the whole, like, color palette. It was all, like, kind of blues and grays, and California's a lot of red. I just don't like red. So that's more of a personal preference. But I loved Avengers Campus. I know you loved Cars Road Trip. That was an experience. But Crush's Coaster, that was great. Crush's Coaster was awesome. So, cannot wait to hopefully, like, I'm sure we'll try to return someday and get to see how the park has grown, because I think the whole lake they're going to build and the new rides and restaurants and everything are going to be a great addition to the park. So, enjoyed that as well, but Disneyland Paris has my heart. It's definitely up there. I think Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and now Disneyland Paris are my top 3 Disney parks that I've been to. So, it definitely was a fantastic trip. Great final day. I know it's been a long video, so trying not to add too much more time to it on the end. But yeah, if you can make it out to Disneyland Paris, I highly recommend it. It was great. Hopefully we'll get to go back.
Eventually.
They're now starting to overhaul Disney Village, so that, if we go back, will be totally different. I'd love to see Disneyland Hotel, since that was closed. I'd love to see It's a Small World, all the things that were closed for refurbishment while we were here. So I'd love to go back someday, but we also want to visit all the other Disney resorts. So someday we'll hopefully be back out at Disneyland Paris, but we still have to conquer Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Tokyo as well. So lots of things on the bucket list, but love Disneyland Paris. Highly, highly recommend it. And yeah, that's the end of a great trip, end of our honeymoon as well. So definitely give this video a like if you enjoyed our final day at Disneyland Paris, and subscribe to see other Disney content. We are, as you can see, we're back at our house in Florida, so we are filming holiday content from all of the parks here in Orlando, at Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, and SeaWorld Orlando. Lots going on for the holidays back home as well. So definitely stay tuned. We have Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios videos already filmed, so they'll be coming up soon, and we'll be visiting all the other parks as well. And then right after the New Year's, we're back on a cruise on the Disney Wish again. So a lot of fun Disney content. So if you are new to the channel, we live at Walt Disney World. We love to cruise frequently as well. So no shortage of Disney content on the way, and of course Universal and SeaWorld too. So stay tuned for all of that, but that's going to be it for today's video. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys the next time we go to Disney and beyond.